use the brand new Love Notes 6x6 design mix and match designer series paper. It will be available in the beginning of January, but if you're a demonstrator, you've been able to order it early, and that's the fun part. I get to play with it before I show it to all my customers. This is the 6-pack. There are 8 of each sheet and 48 sheets in all. I will show you all of the sheets as we go through it. But I've already made a big mess this morning, so let's try to contain it and get started on the first card. I will tell you that I have used a few sayings from current and retired stamp sets, and I encourage you to use yours as well for this, this adventure. Okay, so this is my little cheat sheet for it, just in case I get distracted or confused. So there's our envelope. This is a piece needed. I've cut most of the pieces. I'm going to cut the designer series paper so that you'll see how easy it is. So I am going to start with a black card base, and I'm just going to fold that in half and put it off to the side so that everything's a little bit smaller and under control. I hope you're all ready for Christmas. I'm just really running around like a crazy person, but I need to get some stamping in so that I can be myself, a little more relaxed and ready to go. So with this one, I'm going to use this image. This has this with sayings on one side and these images, and then these images are repeated on the back side without the sayings. So for this one, this is a 6x6, so I'm basically gonna cut it at 3x3. And sometimes you want the sayings, sometimes you want to add your own. I often want to add my own, so that's our choice. I'm just going to put all these pieces to the side, the ones that I'm not going to use now, and keep going with this. So I have cut that. Whoops, I put my paper cutter away and I'm not even done cutting. So my designer series paper for this card is going to be cut at 3 3/4 by 5. 5. And then the envelope is going to have this 2 1/4 by 6 that I have left. And on the inside, I'm going to put this little piece here. This is what I do. I like to use my paper very efficiently and do the cards this way. So let's just get started. I'm going to put this on here and this. Put this aside for the moment. So let me just glue this on. I started using the Tombow glue again, even though I do get glue all over myself often. I try not to, but that's how good that adventure is. So the liquid glue lets me wiggle it around so that I can get nice even borders, and since I sell my cards, that's important to me to have a professional looking card. So today we're going to do the fronts, the insides, and the envelopes of every single card. And it's easy, so stick with me. I'm going to put a little glue on this one, and then we're going to move on to stamping an easy saying, simple saying. The saying is from, let's see, the front saying is from the Sweetly Scripted stamp set. And I want to use the Happy Anniversary. So it's a little bit bigger. I'm going to do it down. I don't want to do that. I'm going to turn this over. What I'm trying to do is get a place where I can see the edges so that I can get it on the white. Usually I would do it on here. I'm just going to do it on here. Now I'm fighting with myself. This is ridiculous. Okay, my black memento ink pad. I have stopped, infrequently use my regular black memento the way it comes to you from Stampin' Up. And I ordered the craft white pad, and instead of inking it with white, I have put my black memento in it. And I really love the coverage that I get this way. It's a softer ink pad, and it really works for me. So if you have problems with your black memento, you might want to give that a try. Okay, there we go. Happy anniversary. I have no more places to leave my messiness. I'm sure that doesn't surprise any of you. What are we going to put on the inside? We'll worry about that in a minute. So now that I have this little 1/2 inch is left over from cutting my inside white cardstock. I do it constantly. I do a whole bunch at once so I don't have to do it every time I make a new card. And then, like, oh, this is an embarrassing large amount. I put them in a little plastic bag and I use them for scraps and for these long sayings. And it's very handy to have them available. And then if you make a mistake, you don't have to cut another one because there's all those cut. So I tend to use more glue dots than necessary. You can use as many as you like. I use my pick tool to take them off so that my manicurist doesn't have a heart attack. So here, I'm going to put this on here, and I'm just going to place it down here. And that's going to be my anniversary card with the 2 straws coming out of it. This is going to go on our back envelope flap. I do this all the time. It helps coordinate the card with the envelope and lets people know that something special is coming in the mail. So, trying not to put that on, but it's such autopilot to put that right back on my glue container. So you put it on, and then you turn it to the other side. See, it's got those pretty hearts on the other side. And just trim around the edges. So a little decoration on the inside, and we're going to be done with our first card already. These are really quick and easy. I send Valentine cards to a lot of people. I send them to my family, my sister, my aunts and things. So on the inside, I'm going to do this lovely saying, and let's see where this is from. The inside saying is from the stamp set Perennial Postage. And it says, "You are loved beyond measure," which is something we should be telling people we love. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in the middle. I do this with my stamp sometimes. I find it easier to use the stamp to measure the up and down rather than get a stamp and put it across horizontally on there. So that's just my quirk, but in case you like to give it a try. And then we will put a little bit of glue on the back of this. And I usually put it over here on the left-hand edge. And this one's a little smaller because I had done a 3 and 3 3/4. So that one, so I leave a little white border around the edge and then use my glue dots, 1 in each corner. And I was doing a arts festival this past week, and one of the ladies said, "Oh, you know, I always buy your cards and I love to receive your cards. but sometimes I don't write in them when I give them away because I want to be, or when I get them something because I want to reuse them. And I explained to her that I do a glue dot in each corner of my inside so that it can be gently lifted, and you could add a new white card and send it on to someone else in a different envelope. So if that helps you, this is our first card, a little anniversary card, super easy and quick, and uses that fun paper. So let's go on to the next one. The next one is really minimalistic, and it is going to use a couple of papers. This is the inside and the envelope. I'm going to put those aside. I'm going to fold the card base because not a lot of room, and I like to give you a pretty good close-up so you can follow what I'm doing and see all the steps. Okay, a real red card base, and then we have these two pieces of designer series paper. Oh, so nice to see people saying hello. Thank you so much. Welcome. This has the purple dot on the background and those beautiful hearts on this side. And then this one has love you more, you're amazing, be mine, be my Valentine. And on the back, see, this is the be my Valentine, but without, be mine, but without the saying in there. So we're going to use this. I'm going to cut this up. I want to use this one here, and that is all I'm going to use for this one. So let's put it on here. Oops, am I still in frame? There we go. I love getting a new product, whether it's a stamp set or a designer series paper, and then challenging myself to make a number of cards with it, right? Because I buy a lot, and I think it's important that we use our supplies. So for this one, I am going to do a cut. I put that there, and then I didn't give you the new one. Here's the new one for this one. Inside Saying is going to come from the set Hearts of Excellence. That was new last year. And the Heart DSP we're going to cut at 4 inches. And so I'm going to have a 2x6 left for the envelope, and that will be a little bit short, but I'll tell you what to do with that, show you how. And then at 5.5, we're going to cut off a little bit of strip for the inside. I shouldn't cover that up. That's naughty. Okay. So then, where'd it go already? Here it is. Okay. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to put this on here. And we're going to have just a little bit of red on the top and on the bottom. I'm not doing it on all 4 sides, just to be a little bit different. And I think I'm going to start using my Seal Plus. It is my favorite adhesive. I've gotten out of the habit of using it as much because it's one of the more costly adhesives, but I can't help myself. It's my favorite. It's easy. Okay, so that. And then I have also cut a piece of black cardstock at 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. And this is going to make this pop up a little bit. And because this is basically my only front, I just love that this is minimalistic and simple. I'm just going to highlight it that way. Not every card has to be like 800 steps. But I do love the ones that are. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. Yes, I use a lot of dimensionals. I'm fine with that. So I was saying, you know, Christmas is coming. There's all these parties. I sent out a bunch of Christmas cards. I sold a lot of Christmas cards at the festivals that I participated in. And I met a lot of new people. So I'm very excited to have my business growing. Okay, there we go. On this one, when we put this on the envelope, it's going to be a little short. So what I do with this is do a strip down these two sides and then carefully, because once this sticks to the envelope, there is no going back. Whoops, I made it a little crooked. Okay. Well, when you make it crooked, just don't hurt. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my new little kitten mewing on the other side, but if I let him in, he's a devil dog. So he'll just have to mew for a bit. He loves my ribbon. And if you'd like to see him, you can go see my Instagram page at SaipanStamper, and you will see how he helps me with my stamping. And that would be a great exaggeration. Mostly I'm cleaning up after the sweet little feline. Okay, so we just cut it off. I cut off the white from here. I trimmed it on the other side. So it does make a nice fold like that, and you're not wasting any paper. So on the inside of this, I wanted to, here's my white cardstock that I had cut before. I don't glue this in until I've stamped on it, because if I make a oops, I can turn it over. So this one is going to say, sending lots of love, right? We have all of these hearts. Sending lots of love is a great saying for this one from the Hearts of Elegance set. So I haven't purchased any of the new Valentine sets yet, but I did get a set of die cuts that I fell in love with. So we'll see what happens to those. I'm gonna put some adhesive on this and put it on here. Make sure my hearts are right side up. There. And then my glue dots, we'll put it inside so that someone could pry it off and use my card again if they receive it. As I mentioned, I do sell my cards, and I'll be doing a video on that soon as I can figure out how to work some new equipment and do my videos in a slightly different way. I don't know, but maybe you think this is funny, but I always turn my card upside down rather than try to put it in like this. I don't know why I do that, but I do. I turn it upside down, and that way I can see those edges. And there we go. That's card number 2. I hope you like it. So we have all these other pieces, and I'm sure I'll be using them for some other thing. But super cute on these. They have like this, the same, saying, no saying, saying, no saying. Okay, let's move on to number 3. So I've encountered some different situations with these, with the sizing and all of these pieces and the way that I wanted to use them. So I had to get a little creative on some. So here's my envelope and my inside white. Even if I do a white card, that's what I do. Let me grab my little cheat sheet for this. I'm going to move it over a little bit. You can't even see the whole thing, can you? There. And then we're going to go on to this one. So these, the sayings we're going to get from the designer series paper. I'm going to fold this in half. And this is a Flirty Flamingo card base. The colors in this paper pack are Flirty Flamingo and Real Red and Garden Green, Black. There's a blue. What did I do with that? Here it is. The colors are, oh, here, Azure Afternoon, Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, Real Red, and Black. So I've cut a 3x3 piece of Garden Green, and I'm going to use that. And then I'm also going to use these. This one here, right, same thing. This has two from tags you could use. I'm going to use, I'm going to use this one first, and we're going to make our card base, and then we'll go back. So, if I put this on here, this is at 4 1/4, exactly where this comes out, which would leave me 1 3/4 for my envelope, which isn't quite big enough for me. I guess you could cut it, but I'm afraid it'll cut off too much adhesive. So I'm going to cut it at 4 inches, and this is going to be my envelope. When I put it on, I'm going to have to cut this white down. Let's just do that right now. Oh, my poor kitty has to come in here. Ooh, okay, that's going to be down right where it is. Cut from the back side. And I really love coordinating the envelope and putting something extra on the inside. At the arts festivals I participated in, a lot of the people said, your cards are really special. And so I think they appreciate the extra work, and it gets me noticed. So there's my envelope. So yes, the hearts do go like sideways, but I don't really think it's noticeable enough. And trust me, I am about as picky as a person could possibly get. So I have my Garden Green, this one. I have my DSP square. Do I? Yes. Here it is. I'm going to use this piece because this is one from one I've already cut. I'm going to use this here. And the DSP square is going to be 2 7/8. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put it at 2 7/8. And I need to cut off one more side. Actually, I'm going to cut a teeny tiny amount off this one, just so it stays in the middle, and a teeny tiny amount off the other side, just to kind of even it out a little bit. So that's going to go on there. This is going to go on the front, and it's 4 inches wide. I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 so that we'll have an even border around the edge. So there's my fold on this side. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Have to be a little careful when you got the Seal Plus, but it works easy. And I usually start like from one corner and go halfway down. I try to use my adhesive sparingly and yet make sure it totally sticks, because I don't want someone to buy a card from me and then say, oh, it fell apart. Can I have my money back? Okay. So the saying I'm going to use for this is this one, you're amazing. And I thought about putting it, you know, like right down here or right down here, but then it all looked too square for me. It just seemed too, ugh. So I decided to pull out one of my older paper punches. You can pull out any one that appeals to you, just so I would have a little bit different shape. Put it in there and punch it out. So think you can use them in a different way as well. So I am going to put a little adhesive on this, and then here, and then turn it over and get my dimensionals, put some down here, and pull these off. And that is almost the front. I'm gonna get a little bit of extra. So there we go. So I think that's cute. And it's still simple to do. I do want to, let's see, here are my, I was looking for some gems because this is Flirty Flamingo and Garden Green, but the in color gems for 25 to 27, in color pearls, flat pearls, were sitting on my desk, and I'm like, oh, strawberry slush looks like it would look amazing. So that's what I'm gonna use. I think that is, I would not have thought that that would look so nice. But let me know what you think. Like, some of our colors coordinate nicely, so I think that that's a nice little added touch. I do put a lot of gems and ribbons on my cards. I don't think they're that hard to figure out. So I'm missing one. Let's see. I wanted to put sending hugs in here, so I'm going to look for that. I think this one might go to my sister. I always try to send her the best cards. What the heck? I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? I know I didn't use all 8 sheets of this already. No, not that one. Oh, there we go. There we go. Here's our sending hugs. Ah, yes, we're going to use this in a different card as well. Okay, so we're going to put this aside, and I'm going to use the sending hugs. Here is my white for the inside. I'll put that over there. And where'd my envelope go? Oh, I've already done my envelope, so there. I'm going to put this on the inside. So this is, instead of, you know, stamping something in there, I'm just going to put this sending hugs in there. It's cute, right? So put my glue dots on it. Oh, they're tricking me today. So I know it might be a little bit early for Valentine's cards, but honestly, time flies by so quick. So I'm going to put the sending hugs in here, and this is our 3rd card, and we have 2 more. You're amazing. Sending hugs and the cute little envelope to go with it. Super easy. You can put all these little bits back in your card pack and be all set to go for the next one. So the next one is this. Okay, here's my envelope and my white sheet, as always. I'm very consistent, if nothing else. I'm going to use this and this one and this one. So this one uses a lot, but we're just going to use little pieces out of it. I'm going to fold my card base in half. And what intrigued me with this one, what I really fell in love with, is this border. So I think since I just cut this one out from the other, I'm going to use this one. And you'll see when I put it on here, it is 4.5 inches wide. It is also a 1/2 inch too long. So I debated whether I cut the a little bit off of both sides, or then would I have to cut a little bit off of all 4 sides? And then I went, you know what? It's my paper. I'm going to cut it in half. So I cut it maybe a little bit down toward one side, a little, left of exactly half. But I will show you why. So I'm going to put it on here, and I think I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to put this one at the bottom, and I'm going to go back to my glue for this because I don't want to mess it up. And I'm going to put glue on the back of this since I have it out. Okay, so with the bottom one, I'm going to line it up with the bottom edges, right? So that's that. See, got glue all over my fingers. And then the top, I'm just going to overlap it. And yes, so now we have a cut line there. But I am not deterred. I am going to take a piece of my tear and tape. And I am not one of those girls that use scissors for my tear and tape. I just tear it. Okay, here I'm going to cover up that. I'm going to take this off and fold the little leftover back. Doesn't hurt it at all. And then I am going to use this chevron ribbon. It's, let's see what the number is. 167212, garden green and white. And it's a cute little ribbon. It's too short to reach to cover up the tear and tape fully. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces, the proper length, and put one, whoops, make sure they reach both edges. So I did it at the bottom of the piece of tape. I don't know if you can see by the shine that there is some tape still showing. So then the other one, I'm going to face in the other direction and put it right, nope, in the other direction. Goodness sakes. There. And then I kind of lined it up so that it was, yeah, nerds are us. There, so it kind of met edge to edge. There, so then you press it down, we're fully covering up that piece of tear and tape, turn it over, and cut it from the back, and you'll have nice clean edges. Ta-ta! And nobody would ever know that there's a cut under there. So I want to use the Be Mine. Let me just check and see if I have one in my scraps already that I've cut from today. Happy one. Nope. So I'm going to cut one of those. Oh, here's one. I covered it up already. There's one. So if you see, if I put it on here, this one has a little bit of color left from being cut. This one, I purposefully cut it for that other card. But this one, I'm just going to trim it down so that it's 3 by 3 on this side. And then to trim a really small edge like this, if you just move it a little bit over, all you're going to get is fuzz. I just move it a little bit more so that it kind of touches the other side. Yeah, see, it's still a little tricky. Not great, but I take my little sanding block and go ahead and take whatever fuzz there is on there. It happens. We're not perfect. Although goodness knows I try. Okay, so, oh, I cut this down. Oh, goodness sake, I'm not bringing my cheat sheet out today. Maybe I need to put these in a better place so I remember. Okay, the sayings are both taken from the DSP In and Out. The Designer Series Square, oh look, I can cut a whole bunch off of this, is at going to be 2.5, so I can take this and cut a 1/4 inch off of all of it. See, if I listened to myself, I wouldn't be making mistakes. There we go. My cat is seriously mad at me. I'm like banging on the door. He's only about 6 months old. Okay, this is going to go here. And then I am going to show you dimensionals. Here they are. Whoops. Sorry, that moved. I want the saying on here, so I'm going to put it on the blank side. Each corner, one in the middle, and then, oh, see, that's what I get for trying to use my fingers instead of my pick tool. I just can't get those up. Okay, we're going to put this down here. That way it kind of fits within the box. It covers the middle of the, I think that's pretty cute. And so I had made this card earlier and I had used the strawberry slush gems on it, right? And that looks pretty elegant, but I received these loose Valentine assortment gem hearts. And so what I think I'm going to do, and hopefully this is going to work out nicely for me, I'm going to put a little glue dot there, here, and here. And I'm going to try to pick these up. And so when I have a really small embellishment like this, I find it much easier to put the glue on the paper and then pick up your embellishment and put it down. So I'm going to do this, there, and then you can slide them around a little bit. And then I think I want a red one. Oh, a broken heart. I don't want a broken heart. That's not making me happy. Okay, only full hearts. There. So that was easy. And I think the repetition of the hearts is nice, but you can let me know which one you like better. So for the inside of this, let's see, what should we put? We want maybe I think because of the coloring of this, the Be My Valentine is a good choice. So we will give that a cut. When I first was playing with all this, I just cut all of the pieces apart at once. I just wanted you to know how easy it is to do this. So I'm going to put this to the side for the moment, put some adhesive on this, and put it right side up in the middle. And there my glue dots go, one in each corner. So this is the 4th card already. This is how quick and easy these cards are going to be. I have had a hard time getting to do the recordings with all the holiday cheer that's going on, but that is not a bad thing. There. Oh, be mine, be my Valentine. And then because this pattern didn't have any paper in it in the pack, there's no background that has that paper, I decided to use this as my envelope decoration. It's close in those tones, and it will look good, I think, on the envelope to carry that colorway and pattern in there. So my envelope is here. A little bit of glue. I tell my class attendees, use the glue as little as possible, like a little spider web, someone once told me, and I'm like, because a lot of glue makes your card all bumpy and wrinkly. So we just turn this over and cut from the back. That blue pattern is fun, and we're going to use that one in the last card, just for something a little bit less hearts and Valentines, right? Sometimes we want to send a card to somebody we love. We just don't need it to be all gushy. That sounds terrible, but there I am. Okay, so this is card number 4. Love it. And I like the hearts on there. Did one come off? Oh, I think it did. Goodness knows where that went. I'll put another one on after. But the last card, and let me get this here right away. Oh, I'm gonna move it again. Okay, the last card uses sayings from, oh, here it is. Where did everything go? Okay, here is just some white sparkly ribbon that I had in my stash. You can use any white ribbon you want. There is our envelope and inside plate. And where's my card base? Okay, good thing I have those cut. Oops. Not so bad. I always have white ones next to my desk because that's a good card base. So I'll fold this in half. And for this one, I want to use this. This one has that we used before. And then something sweet for someone neat. It's a little young for from my vantage point. But I do think the little, lollipop kind of things are cute. So let's use this one. And this leaves you all these extra pieces to create additional cards with. So that's the blessing. 3. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. And while I have this out, okay, so we have a white card base. We're going to have the square piece, and then we're going to cut the background DSP at 3 3/4. And by 5 1/2, we're going to go all the way across with this one too. It'll give us a little bit for the inside. Okay, so let's start with a card base. And I'm going to put this big one in the back. Seal Plus. See, it's so fast and easy. Some people have a hard time with it jamming up, but you really need to keep it pointed like vertically and not try to drag it this way. I think that has something to do with it, but honestly, I can't tell. I think some people are just not, it's just not their adhesive, and that's fine. We don't all gotta be the same. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna put this on here, and I wanted to add a ribbon underneath it. So let me put the ribbon first. I usually adhere my ribbons with like straight pins that have a good knob on the end of them. So this is retired, but is a glittered organdy ribbon. I just wanted a little bit of sparkle on this. So I'm gonna put it on the inside of the card. You just wanna be sure that you keep it flat. Bring it around, leave yourself ample, and I leave it attached to the roll when I tie it so that I only have to cut one end. That way I'm wasting less ribbon by not cutting both ends of it. I'm going to tie it in a knot first because, you know, bows seem like they should be easy, but sometimes they aren't. And someone told me if you do the bow upside down, it will come out right side up. I don't know if you've heard that, but I give it a try every once in a while. But honestly, the whole thing about making a bow is you just have to manipulate it to what you want it to be once it's tied. There, right? So I just straighten the bow part and pull it back if it needs to be. And excuse me, I need a bit of water. Okay, so I want to put this here, but I found in the Memorable Blooms stamp set, there are these super cute stamps. So I was going to put the love and thanks on here, and instead of using the black, I'm going to use Secret C because, you know, it's the blue that looks like a black, and do love and thanks. Hopefully I'll have good luck. Beautiful. And then on the inside, even though it's a white card, I'm still going to use my white piece of paper. And I just do that because I think it makes more substantial, more, you know, a thicker, more substantial card. You can like my opinion or not. It's fine. We can have different opinions. Okay, so that's the inside. This is the front. I'm just keeping, these are super simple cards. I'm going to tear the bottom as a nod to my daughter who loves tearing. Hello, Amy. I hope you watch this. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. Take the backing off. Super easy. And, you know, a set of cards like this is a good gift for Christmas if you want to work on Valentine's cards early. The inside is going to be here. I'm going to put this little thing in here. A little bit of adhesive, and because it's cut shorter, it's cut at 3.75, I want to leave a fairly even edge around it. So there. Stick it on the inside. I'll bring all the cards back in so you can take a look. But this would be great to do for a class, like even a newbie class, because the cards are fairly simple. And, or for just to put them out in every class, because it's, people want quick and easy. And then the little piece here is going to go on the envelope. And we will be done with our 5 cards and envelopes. And it took, well, about 50 minutes. That's pretty good for the whole spiel, I think. And I hope you enjoy these. If there's a product that you'd like me to highlight, let me know. If I have it, I'd be glad to do one. Don't make me consider buying more products. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, but, you know, as long as I make 5 projects and sell them, I am pretty good at recouping my money, so that's fine. Okay, so this is it. This is Love and Thanks. You mean the world to me. Move this all to the side. Be mine, be my Valentine. You're amazing. Sending hugs. Put this up here. Oops. Oh, not going to fit. Okay, we're just going to pile them up. These simple hearts. Sending lots of love. It's a good thing to do around the holidays. And a happy anniversary. You are loved beyond measure. So you can use your own sayings and make these just as special. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any suggestions, let me know. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.